Chris, how is your pee break?
My pee break?
They might flash you undetected.
Random, baby.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me. Quite an intro.
Let's address the elephant in the room. That's not the elephant in the room. There's no elephant. Nobody cares.
I, too, am a thought criminal.
Good. Well, I like you already.
Does this look like a girl who's joking around?
No.
But how much do you actually understand money? Especially the new wave.
Beauty or intelligence? When you unleash both, it is men's kryptonite. Welcome to Talk to Me, Taylor. 7 minutes late tonight. 7 minutes in heaven. Or dare I say, hell. Guys, I'm fucking delirious. With tonight's episode, you will see it's all on theme. Okay, listen. Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no Mitch McConnell Mitch McConnell tumble hard enough. Ain't no 5 a.m. flight out of LAX early enough to keep me from getting to you, babe. So I am here tonight and you are seeing me completely raw dog. Talk to me, Taylor style. I have not a lick of makeup, no nothing, guys. I'm hot mess express over here. I was having tech issues. Again, unless you're like a master lip reader, my episode from Monday was super out of sync because the tech is just teching. Maybe the algorithms and all of it is just catching on to how much shit I'm talking on all of it for sport and it's getting back at me. But either way, we will rise above, okay? And I have such a killer episode for you tonight. I wasn't going to stop. I said, you know what? I'm going to come barefaced, hot mess, the whole thing for the people for this program. And I'm so excited to bring this to you. But actually, it kind of goes perfectly into this because, yes, I was in LA. That is an episode in and of itself, guys. This is my first time spending time in LA since I left 5 years ago. And my, oh my, like why anybody would willingly live there for the self-inflicted suffering, I don't know. I need to take it up with all of you, but that is an episode I may do later. That would kind of be fun. But I was actually there moderating a panel all about Web3, AI, decentralization, and content creation, right? In the new wave. And with some killer guests, if I do say so myself. We had a friend of mine, Larry Namer, who was also on the show, who was the founder of someone who's a huge producer on The Walking Dead, someone who was the former head of Fox, the CEO of Pixie, which is the decentralized platform that I'm working with, someone with Scene Entertainment who works with Mark Wahlberg, like works with a ton of big movies, actors, models, etc. But we talked all about this new wave. And so, yes, my ass flew in today, 5 a.m. I was at LAX, I don't even know where we are, but actually that is the twilight zone perhaps I'm bringing you into tonight because I have a very special treat for you, okay? It's spooky season. Shit's getting weird too with AI and content. I know you guys are feeling a type of way about AI and coming for humans, especially in the arts and creativity, like AI artists, influencers, podcasters, actors, you name it, singers, the limit does not exist. But I went to the Edgar Allan Poe Chapter 2 Speakeasy series. Now, this was such a wildly popular series. They started it last year. They travel the country, do it around, this time, spooky season. And it was so popular. It's like sold out. They brought it back. So I went in Nashville, sat my ass front row, and just relished in the glory of Edgar Allan Poe, but moreover, the art and the human form of it. And I even posted about it to my Instagram that night, just watching, and the actors were insane, okay? And they all had to perform these lengthy ass Edgar Allan Poe poems, monologues, and they each did solo acts, so talented. And I even posted, AI could never replicate this. So I know everybody is, holding on to their panties, holding on to their hats and are wigging out. But when I see that, it really kind of gives me hope. And so what happened was we ended up, and yes, you will see Rob Nelson Live makes a cameo in this video as like stage dad of the century. You will see. but we ended up hitting it off with the cast, and I went back in a couple days later to do a sit-down panel and interview with them. I thought, we've been talking so much about this on the show, about AI, about what it means for us, for life, for death, for art, for legacy. Can it just come in and, make us irrelevant? How do the real, artists, these guys actually doing it, feel about all of it? And, the timeless, tortured, brilliant genius of someone like an Edgar Allan Poe, and how that is, I don't know, it's like AI is a wondrous thing, but it cannot that kind of human genius, I say it in the panel, it's so raw, and it's like a birth. Like, it's almost just like a natural thing that is not artificial. No artificial biatch, can duplicate nor replicate. It just has that, raw humanity, that no robot can achieve. So that's why I respected and just had so much fun with this whole experience. And like I said, be it if you're Edgar Allan Poe fans yourselves, you've been grappling with all of this, with the arts, with timeless art, what makes it human, what makes legacy, and of course Halloween. Okay, I look fucking scary. I may as well be an extra on an Edgar Allan Poe set, even on the Fall of the House of Usher, which I talk about, which I revisited watching on the heels of this play. And it's all just glorious. So have fun. Here it is. It's a half hour and it's raw dog style for you. I actually haven't even watched it back. So you may see Rob's ass crack and everything. I may even flash you. I don't even know. We will see again. Things may or may not get scary, but that's how we do it here on Talk to Me Taylor. Enjoy my sit down with the cast of the Edgar Allan Poe Speakeasy series here in Nashville. Roll the tape, Taylor IT guy. Have fun. All right, we're good. All right. Things are getting a little spooky, not just because it's Halloween season, but I know a lot of you are wigged out about AI and what it means for art and creativity. And I've said the most rebellious thing that we can do is be human. And these guys are living proof of that. It doesn't get more human than this. I am with the cast of the Edgar Allan Poe Speakeasy series, back for round 2, touring the country. Right. This is the Nashville cast. And I saw you guys in person the other night. And that is the kind of shit that AI cannot replicate, period. So we're going to get into all of it today. Tell me, do you sort of feel like you are up against AI to keep the human art and creativity alive? Oh,
I was gonna say, no, absolutely. I feel like when it comes to the whole thing of AI, there is that, because you have people out there who want to create their own work without really trying to get real people involved, and so they try to like basically do the work themselves with AI. And so, but with that, unfortunately, like, sure, you may get this creativity or get this piece that they have made, but there's no spirit in it, there's no soul in it, there's no life into it. So to me, one of the biggest things is that, without that spirit, without that soul, without, people like us being able to perform and do these things, it's one of those things that we need that now. We need life into this world. And so, yes, there is that competition there, because we lose work. We don't get to, get jobs because of this.
No, people are, well, also don't knock the soulless, because we have our friend here. So yeah, exactly.
How dare you say I have no soul?
You got more soul than everybody up in here.
Yeah, exactly. What about you guys? I mean, think about it. And we'll get into Edgar Allan Poe and his genius, but this is something truly that people are really grappling with, because you could recreate, in an AI world, you could recreate his work in 2 seconds. And it's like, that's kind of a kick in the teeth for us creatives, right? Because it is like, it's a raw human birth. It's almost like giving birth, like what geniuses like him did. So what do you guys think? I mean, again, someone could be like, put in a Van Gogh painting style, that's a cat or whatever, in 2 seconds. Yeah. So, does it freak you out?
I guess my perspective is, if somebody didn't care enough to make it, then I don't know why I would care enough to consume it. I read Edgar Allan Poe or books because there's a perspective that maybe I share with the author or maybe I don't, but you're not consuming media or art, whichever form it may be, just to kill time. It's to gain something, whether it's a new perspective or entertainment, or it doesn't really matter. So I don't know, if somebody didn't care enough to make it, I don't really care to consume it. And I do think that um, AI, as it becomes a part of like the more casual, like scrolling through things, people are just not going to trust anything that they see, which maybe my optimistic point of view is that people will maybe put their phones down a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what, I can't even really trust anything that I'm seeing. So maybe people will put their phones down and we'll start making eye contact with each other or reading paperback books. And I don't know, maybe that's my optimistic perspective, but that's sort of where I land.
Yeah. I think that people are just going to innately crave it because we're already going to not know what is real, to your point. And that's why even coming the other night and watching you guys was and I'm just such a like theater geek and creative at heart, but I was like, oh, like this is what people are going to want so badly that no machine can do. With that said, I mean, Edgar Allan Poe captures, like, even, we were watching on the heels of watching you guys, rewatching the Fall of the House of Usher, right? And he just captured in such a tormented way so many human elements that obviously, 2 centuries later are so timeless. What do you guys feel like? And I watch you, so I know that you can throw down. What is a human emotion that you have performed or in his work that AI simply cannot mimic? Maybe it's a scene, maybe it's an actual emotion.
For me, it's just the undertones of what I'm doing on the stage that the AI can't capture, right? Like it's the feelings of dread, it's the feelings of anxiety, it's the feelings of being betrayed or betraying someone, that like human feeling. Uh, to me, it's not just one feeling. It's all of those feelings in one capsule when I'm on the stage, and that's sort of like what drives me and pushes me through. I have points that I know at this point I'm feeling this way. At this point, my character is feeling this way, and it's filling in those in betweens with those emotions and that spectrum of emotion. And I think that's another thing that AI just cannot replicate a feeling of. And you watch some of this slop videos, they're so soulless. And then you see us or anybody else live performing, and there's actual soul and heart behind it, and that's a huge difference, I think.
Well, Daniel, to go off your point there, it's like the human emotion that we bring on the stage. It's not only the emotion we're bringing, but it's the connection with the live audience member and inducing a feeling from them to make them be on the same page as what we're putting out as real live human beings.
It's interesting too, like what Russ was just saying, because a lot of people are coming to these things, they're already Poe fans and they know kind of where they're going. And for me, it's always great after the show to hear someone say, I never thought of that story in the way you performed it. That never crossed my mind that person would do it that way, or say it this way, or just act a certain way in their mind, and then they see something different on the stage. That's a cool connection. That's a cool feeling too.
To also piggyback off that too, I think the one word that kind of goes along with all this is authenticity.
Yeah.
And I think that's the one thing that that the people can connect with when it comes down to what we do and what performers do. They get to see that emotion. They get to feel that emotion. Get to go through that experience of what we're going through. Versus with AI, sure, you may get entertained by it, but there's no soul. It only goes by whatever it'll calculate of what they think happiness is, or what sadness is, or what anger is.
Right.
So yeah, but with that said, that's all I want to say as far as it's just authenticity.
Yeah, and it is so robotic and cheesy. And again, this is the infancy, so it's going to become more sophisticated. But I do everything completely raw dog. It's just principle. I'm like, absolutely not, whether it's my writing, my show. But for kicks, I'll say I have a show concept. I'll run the, monologue through ChatGPT. It is so cheesy. I'm like, bitch, you try. Like, you can't, right? But I did poll my audience, and I'm not gonna lie, like I said in the beginning, they are kind of wigging out and they're a little resentful, right? Whether they're in the creative space or not, they're like pissed. They're like, I don't like this. I don't like these computers coming in and kind of cannibalizing again the raw creative human genius of what we do. How I see it, I feel like it's happening whether we like it or not, like we were talking about. So how can we use it to empower us and also hold on to that human? When you see, there's AI actors who are literally getting WME representation, right? Like, does that kind of piss you off? Or you guys are, I feel like your attitude is like, you can't replicate this. You can't replicate the human. Where do you really kind of lie on that?
That for me, it's upsetting because one, I'm a creative person, not only on the stage, but in my normal day job. And as a designer, the AI is coming from my job. Like no matter what I do, it's taking it and it's taking it now. So for me, there's a double-sided coin to it. There's the terrible part that we're talking about, getting rid of creatives, right? And replacing them with this soulless, unauthentic thing. But then there's the other side of the coin where I'm a Star Trek guy. And in Star Trek, they have AI and they have the computers. They work alongside of it to solve their problems.
Right.
So for me, there's awful for entertainment, great for hopefully helping humans get past problems, to help solve problems in a way that the human and the computer can work together.
Exactly. And there's a part of it too that's like, can we only talk about the Stephen Hawking, which like leave this man alone in the skate rink, but like, can we also just be like, bring it on, make fun of it, you'll never be us, part of it. Now, with that said, part of why, again, watching you guys, this all coalesce with what I've been talking about on the show and really grappling with is legacy and in the arts, right? And right now you have everybody, I'm sure you guys face this, in the TikTok era of it all and trying to chase the likes and the views and the clicks. Now, do you think if Edgar Allan Poe was alive, would he be like what would he make of TikTok, or would he just be this tortured playwright like in a cave somewhere, or would he be in the TikTok game? What do you think?
No, he would roll in his grave before he'd hop on TikTok. No, he would not participate in likes.
You don't think he would be doing dances, in front of the camera while like telling a story, like doing his poem and dancing? Come on.
Stuck to his guns. He was not writing anything for anyone besides himself. So, no, I don't think he was he's team mass consumerism at all. I think
not be going for the TikTok
No,
trend?
I think he's got his niche and
Yeah, I would agree on that too.
Very recluse guy. Very recluse.
Poe was a tortured soul and was just venting his emotion and heart from losing so many people in his life. And I mean, he was half drunk or on drugs half the time anyways. So.
He would be too fucked up to make a TikTok video, right?
Exactly.
The camera would be followed all around.
Yeah.
I love that.
Instagrammer too, but that would be
He
all.
would follow cats on Instagram. I would bet he would be the cat daddy.
Bourbon milk punch daily, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. I identify with that so much, and I'm sure same with you guys. I have people tell me all the time, like, do this for and I'm like, the algorithm can get so far fucked. As Edgar Allan Poe, I'm sure would probably say, like, how about not like anti-establishment, anti like just the machine, and do not tell me what to do. With that said, though, and it's fascinating too that we are reliving his work and celebrating it, like I said, 200 years later, because something that really, be it TikTok or social media or even AI replicating Van Gogh, Eddie Mercury, you name it, is legacy. And the idea of people like, again, Edgar Allan Poe, who it just breaks my brain to think that they died misunderstood, broken, having no idea now what we make of them and celebrate about them, right? But also the idea that AI is bringing back the dead. It's sort of it's sort of making us question, do we really even die? Like, what is, not to get really dark, but like the meaning of death and life and all of it. So with that, right, and you guys being part of celebrating him, what does that say about us? What does that say about us, about how we celebrate creative genius when they're dead versus alive? And perhaps like what that will mean moving forward too. Like, do we even die with AI?
You say that, and there was a great story this week with Robin Williams' daughter.
Okay.
And there's been some of these, now that there's this new video AI, I think it's Sonora, whatever it's called, right? People have been making all these videos of Robin Williams, like with other people.
Right.
And they have been sending those videos to his daughter. Enough so that she got online on her social media and says, please stop sending me videos of my dead father, because this is not what he would have wanted. And there's no way for her to stop that, right? So it's just going to continue. And that, I think, is a terrible part of this AI thing that we're talking about, because if you're a public figure at some point in time, you lose your right to yourself, right? Like you just you become public domain. And that's what's happening to some of these people that have passed away. Even when like Ozzy Osbourne died, and there was all those weird images of him in heaven, like holding hands with like people and stuff, and it's like, what the fuck? That's just weird and disgusting and not even cool. You know, like that's what's sad, I think.
I actually hadn't thought of it. It's almost like losing your dignity. Like you
Yeah.
don't even have say at the certain point of like what your likeness is carrying out and doing.
And
What
with
do you-
Robin Williams, like the way he died too, like now this is going to happen to him later on in life. Like they're going to say this is what he would have wanted. You don't know that. The guy had a very tortured life,
Yeah.
and we all thought he was happy, but he wasn't. And now there's this AI slop of him, and his poor daughter has to deal with it.
Wow, that is dark. Hi, darling. Come on in. We are just talking about very light topics, as you can see. Actually, I feel like it's on par, though, for this.
Yeah.
But we are talking about, a genius like an Edgar Allan Poe died, broke, misunderstood, broken, drunk, like so many of these visionaries, never knowing, ultimately how we would celebrate them. And I was just, asking everybody what that says about us, how we celebrate, people during and after their death. But also with AI now in the mix, how it's do people really even die? Again, even something like the brilliance of an Edgar Allan Poe could be theoretically recreated, with AI in seconds, minutes. So just kind of absorbing all that and being a part of it with something so great like this, like what you make of all that.
Oh my goodness.
Either of you ladies. It is,
Uh-huh.
yes.
Oh my goodness. I think to your point, like it does sort of feel like you lose a little bit of like your bodily autonomy. Like if I know, like as a young woman, like it's particularly spooky because people go a sexual route with things like AI and young women and things. And so, things could be recreated that you have no
Sure.
choice in the matter.
Okay, so I just did, that's why I've been talking about this all week. One of my viewers took an image of me, all in good fun, like not at all creepy, and ran it through Grok in a 6-second video. And my image, and it looks so real, pulls down my zipper and reveals these like, no nipple, but these like Anna Nicole Smith titties. And again, I'm like, I prefer mine. Like you tried, Grok. But that's where it's like, again, striking the balance of just kind of being in on it and not letting it get the best of it, making fun of it, being like, okay, that like I said, like Shaggy, it wasn't me. It ain't me, that idea, versus letting it just kind of taking it and running away from us, so
For
it's
sure.
all, happening.
Yeah. It is sort of one of those things. You just have to remain hopeful. Like Jane Goodall, she's sadly gone, but her whole message towards the end was like, it feels like we're fighting an uphill battle, whether it be environment or AI or all these different things. We will never not have the next frontier that you either have to get on board with or you don't get on board. So you just have to remain hopeful. Like it truly is the only thing that there is. And we're just a couple of actors, so we can't stop whatever is coming, but we can continue to participate in like supporting other artists, in listening to music that we know is authentic and real, going to local art shows. And so it's a drop in the ocean, but the ocean wouldn't be the same without it. So
Oh, I like that's so poetic. And how does it too like make, and I want you to hop in as well with your input, and how does it make you think about your own legacy? Be it actors on or off social media with AI. I'm sure these are things even in parallel to somebody like him, right, that you're thinking about.
Yeah. One thing I can think about is I was watching the movie Malcolm X, and one of the things that I remember Ozzie Davis, who was narrating the very ending of the movie, when they were talking about how Malcolm X was like saying all these negative things about him, and one thing he said after he said like what the people were saying about him, he said, "Do you ever like actually sit down and actually talk with him and actually have a conversation with him?" You know what I'm saying? And I say that all from a general standpoint, the fact that through the audience, they're all they see is what they see on stage. Same thing when it comes to your phone, same thing, whatever it is. All they're going to get is their own interpretation of what they see. But as far as us as individuals, as people, as our own selves, they really don't get to know who we are. And so, unfortunately, we can't control as far as what people get from us, no matter what that is. But I think the one thing that's important is when it comes to our legacy, all we can do is just be creative and just do our best to serve and whatever that may be to other people, no matter if it's, if they consider to be good, bad, whatever, that's just whatever they're going to get from that. But I think the one important thing when it comes to AI is like, when it comes to it, I think it's okay to use it as a tool, but I think also is that thing of knowing when to draw the line and say, okay, we can use it for this, but let's not use it for this, for trying to like replace people who need work or who want to try to be creative, And I even say too that I've gotten to even to, not to make it personal, but gotten to a point in my life now where I can say that I'm now, even though certain doors might be closing due to just some people may not offering work or using AI for whatever they want to use it for, I think now it's at a place where we have to start creating our own thing, create our own work, create our own legacies, create our own companies, create our own businesses, no matter what they may be. Kind of like yourself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I'll speak to that legacy thing. I don't think I'll ever have a legacy. Like, I'm just a nobody.
Come on, man.
But no, what I'm saying is, for me, like, doing shows like this where you're right there immersed with the audience. At the end of the night, when I'm standing at the door with the tip bucket, I guess the legacy for me would be just people telling me how much they enjoyed my performance, how much they thought, what I did was amazing, or how did you memorize that, or what was your inspiration for the skull, just things like that. Like, just someone noticing my spout of creativity is enough for me. I'm not trying to go on social media and be viral with it or anything like that.
Well, it's a wonderful life. Like, if your friends and neighbors know who you are and love you and you are a kind and open-hearted person, then that's as much of a wave that I need to cause. Like, that's as much of a legacy as I need, that those who knew me thought I was good enough and that I was kind, or added some sort of positive to their life, be it a performance or just giving sugar to your neighbor or whatever. But that's as much legacy as, like, I think you're lucky if you can even like achieve that. So
even if it's just 10 minutes on this stage in front of 100 people, right? Like, that's enough sometimes. Like you just said, that your friends, your neighbors, people in your community see you, they're entertained or they're sparked by something you've done.
Totally. Challenged even, like, positive doesn't mean like you left everyone with a smile all the time, but challenging somebody's viewpoint in a way that they maybe would not have considered. There's all sorts of ways to leave your little mark on people.
No, and I think the beautiful thing about this is just being able to connect with our audience and just remind everyone we are human, and Poe really goes into the complexities of the human condition. And, circling back to the whole AI thing, we're fixated on the negative ripple effects that we believe we're going to experience, but I think there's a lot of positive here as well. At the end of the day, we want to connect with each other. We want something real. And I think theater will never die. If anything, it's going to become even more popular, and people are going to crave something real and true, because AI is just, it's fake. People are always going to crave something that's real and tangible and that we can experience together in a room. Wow, we were all there for that moment. We share this moment together despite our differences and what we believe in. We're sitting here united for this hour and a half.
Yeah.
We get to experience this together.
Yeah.
I think we're going to crave more of that, and theater's going to have a research, if anything.
Isn't that funny? That is what is going to happen.
Yeah.
That is what's going to happen. We have an audience participation. We have an eager audience member.
Okay.
Okay. We have an eager. This is a
Some of
very
your audience
okay.
knows it.
Perfect.
No, because I couldn't resist, because I'm gonna be the real, stepping in the real. Because everything you guys are saying has got my brain going. I don't think AI is fake. I think it's alternate.
Well, that's
But
the thing.
the thing it can't replace.
Yes. Here's what's crazy is like, okay, Van Gogh's painting, Edgar Allan Poe's poetry is a creation. So is a work of art that a human creates via AI, is that any less of a creation? That's what's kind of will bend your brain a little bit.
How creative is the prompt that you put in, right? Like that's what it all comes down to. How descriptive, how much detail can you put into that prompt to generate what it is you're trying to generate? Like there is some creativity in that. I will give that much to it.
But I'm gonna just say this, and then I'm gonna step back out. I'm gonna disappear because I am here, not here. So I'm gonna just sit on your laps for a second.
Okay. He's me tooing you guys.
Because
so
I'm gonna sit on theirs too. Because she said she's
equality.
she said she's just an actress, whatever. And I think that's what AI can't replace. The human, I can make a you, but I can never actually experience that
The
you.
intricacies.
Even if I make a sex bot, it can't actually know. It's no soul in there. No, there's no
Right.
consciousness. There's no
Right.
fight. There's no drama. There's no torture. You said
Yeah, you
I
have
have
to sit
no
on their
legacy.
laps now.
You
to
said
balance it out.
You said I have no legacy. I watched this guy the other day doing his thing, and my first thought was, because he's so
intense, all of
good,
you
I was
guys.
like, I wonder what that guy's really like. Like, I think is he like an asshole in life? Is he like this like womanizer or whatever? And then I meet you and you're like so humble and so not in that way.
yeah.
So right.
And
So
like
I'm gonna leave now.
comedians are notoriously really dark, right?
Yes,
in real
but I'm
life.
gonna
So-
leave. But I had no idea like who you really weren't. And say, same with you. It's like personalities are different. So all I'm gonna say is,
Okay.
the human experience is the back of me. Is
Wow.
the one thing you can't replace. And people are gonna
Yes,
want human.
yes.
They're gonna care if you're mediocre. They're gonna like, I can have sex with the perfect AI, or I can have a human. I'll take the ugliest human in the world as long as
straight
they're
up.
real.
Even when my viewer, we have a stage dad over here. Yes, when I even thought about like an OnlyFans, right? I think, I don't know, I'm not in the brain of a guy, but it's like the fun fembot robot thing is fun for a second, but like, because there was a part of me when I saw that, I was like, oh, OnlyFans is so fucked, right? But to your point, I'm like, I think that we're gonna want the real. Like, it's fun for 5 seconds, and then we're like, this is actually just kind of creepy.
Yeah.
I even add to that too. It's like when it comes to it may look nice. It's like this. You may see a nice car pass by, but does that mean I have to invest into it? Not really. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it looks nice, but I got to think about how much it's going to cost me to invest into that. So it's that thing. Same thing when it comes to the whole thing of when it comes to like anything you put your energy into is what you're going to get out of it. So, and I say this when it comes to women or whatever that may be, but when it comes to AI, it's like, it's nice to look at if it looks like this, but what you invest into is what you get out of it. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Lastly, can I hold him for the last question? I haven't asked yet. Yeah. He's naughty. You don't even know what he whispered in he wanted to get up and sit right here. And I said, not today, buddy.
He is a real asshole. Like, you should see the
You have
fights
such an ego.
backstage.
As all men do. I talked about that on my show last night. The male ego is a not to but
I was like, he chews up the scenes. He's always still in my life.
Such a
He
ham.
upstages me. He's
I don't know if the people are ready for it, 'cause I can hear with it propped up right here. I love, as we wrap this, I love what you guys said. It's funny because I did say this on my show earlier this week about legacy, and especially in a world with AI where everybody is. I asked about if Edgar Allan Poe was here in the TikTok era, right? How that would bode for him.
I heard the cat comment. That's very true.
Yes. But where everybody is chasing a legacy of clicks and views and likes and viral and this shit and that shit. And I just think it's so fake and arbitrary and nonsense. And I personally, and I love what you guys said, would rather go down like a Van Gogh, like an Edgar Allan Poe, just so committed to the vision, even if everyone around you thinks that you're crazy.
Yeah.
I think that's the way, because it's like, what, to be a sellout for an algorithm is the alternative? Like, no thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Before you wrap, can I hear what Wilson thinks?
Wilson. Yes, that'll be the finale.
Fortunato.
Yeah. I like this little guy. He's comfy right here. My last thing for you guys, with all of this said, and this is so fun, thanks for doing this so impromptu, is if somebody were to make an AI replica of your performance in this show of you, would you be flattered and honored, or would you be pissed and basically do a spell on them and cast a spell and make them pay?
Start down here with Tony.
Yes.
I would say, honestly, okay, I mean, sure, but, at the end of the day, it ain't me. I mean, but as I say, I think there's the term of, like, imitation is like what? Like,
Biggest form of flattery, right?
so that's
That
kind of how I
the
see it.
mediocre
So it's like,
can
yeah,
give to the greats.
exactly,
Oh,
exactly.
That's
So-
the rest of the sentence.
So it's like, to me, that's kind of how, like, I'm like, okay, whatever, sure. I mean, I had an agent guy one time do my voice, like really well one time, and he was just playing around. So, hey, if they do it, so be it, but it ain't me, though. This is me. So, when I go up on stage, you see me. But as far as AI, that's just, there's TI and there's AI. So there you go.
And,
So, yeah.
and while we pass around where everybody can find you too. The real you.
Okay. I am on Facebook, Tony Insignares, INSIGNARES. And also, I'm also on Instagram. And it's a weird name, but it's a JUCANTINTOIN. Sorry. But as a matter of fact, just look up Agent 511, and Agent 5 spelled out with a number 11. So there you go.
Mr. Atz over here. If someone made an AI video of my performance,
Yes.
at first I would be a little flattered, like, okay, thanks for the effort, but fuck you. Come see me actually perform this, right? Like, I would find the person, show up at their door in full character costume, and just go right at them, right in their face, right? Like, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
All right, and I am at Daniel Black 108 on Instagram.
Yeah, I don't think I'd love it. I'd be really confused. I don't like seeing videos of myself that I wasn't there for, so it's like it would freak me out. I wouldn't like it. I don't think I'd be flattered at all. I think I would just be like, save your efforts for somebody else. It's not something that I appreciate. And then, yeah, you can find me on Instagram at _MACKENZIE_LEE_. Yes, long name, lots of underscores.
Damn sure I can't replicate this code.
Good luck. But yeah.
I guess I would be like weirdly honored, but also saddened and concerned. That's how I would mainly feel about that. It's just such an odd thing to imagine.
Yeah.
I truly can't imagine it. Yeah, and you can find me at Miss MRS Grace Cipriani on Instagram as well as TikTok.
Awesome. Well, you guys are all so talented, and you talk about legacy, but even what you're doing is such a gift. It was certainly a gift to us to come watch, and carrying out the legacy of someone like an Edgar Allan Poe too is so huge in this time when everything is just, like you said, fake and soulless. And what's more soul than, the tortured, true torment of and beauty too of being a human that you guys are bringing to the stage that he brought to life with his genius. Very last thing is anything that this guy has to say for the audience request.
I will say, if you want to make an AI video of me, you can eat my bony ass. I'm on Giuliani.
Thank you guys so much. You guys could do a little podcast bow, if you will, for the people. Awesome. Thanks for joining the Talk to Me Taylor chat. I appreciate you guys were awesome.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All right.
you.
Woo.
Thanks.
Awesome.
That was
Thanks.
fun. Yeah.
Great. Thanks. Chris, how was your pee break?
My pee break.
They might flash you on TikTok.
Random baby.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Quite an intro.
Let's address the elephant in the room. That's not the elephant in the room. There's no elephant. Nobody cares.
I too am a thought criminal.
Good. Well, I like you already.
Does this look like a girl who's joking around?
No.
Around?
But how much do you actually understand money? Especially the new wave.
Beauty or intelligence? When you unleash both, it is men's kryptonite.